What's wrong with you? This is so easy. Why can't you just do it right?
Is she being rude? I mean, definitely doesn't measure up to YG calling 21 ugly, but that is a story for another video.
땡땡 코코투.
Hi, welcome. I bought a Blackpink light stick, so from now on when I go, hi, welcome, I'm gonna hold one. I also bought a lightning. So depending on the mood of the video, you know. I have gotten a lot of people asking me to talk about Lisa's role on the show Youth with You, where she is a dance mentor and shows a very different side of herself. Some might call it harsh, while others would say that they would purposely mess up just so that she could scold them. I, on the other hand, crumble at any type of authority talking down on me. Is that a symptom of something called daddy issues? I don't know. Either way, let me know in the comments down below which person you are. So basically, Youth with You is a survival type trainee show based in China, and Lisa is again a dance mentor. She is seen being stern, direct, and guiding trainees, but the real interesting thing about her role on this show is that I was fully expecting a scandal. I mean, Jennie has done things with a lot less intensity and has blown up to much bigger proportions.
Do you know any cities in New Zealand?
And to be quite honest with you, a lot of what I've been seeing is support for Lisa. However, I've had a lot of people asking me to talk about the backlash, about people calling her rude, about people calling her mean. So despite all the support I've been seeing, of course, there is some backlash. And of course, in some instances, I think it can be boiled down to a double standard. But I don't think this is the only reason that some people are upset about this. Nevertheless, her role can be quite polarizing at times, and I wanted to talk about that. Actually, I'm going to stop you right there to remind you to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have because, fun fact, I release more Blackpink content than YG. Oh, I already used that joke in another video? I don't think they'll notice. Okay, so when I first saw these clips going around, I have to say, I was a little bit shocked. I was a little bit taken aback by Lisa's behavior. Is this the same Lisa that was scared of the Major Mitchell's cockatoo that was featured in the 2018 hit Do 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 Do? There were moments where I was like, you go, Lisa, wow. But then there were other moments where I felt like I should just go in a corner and rethink my life choices, despite her not actually asking me what's wrong with me.
What's wrong with you?
But I felt it in my soul regardless.
This is so easy. Why can't you just do it right?
I mean, what's wrong with you? You can't do a simple thing right. And she says it in such a calm voice. So, like, at times it can be a little bit polarizing, and I understand where some people might be coming from. I would cry, but that's just me. I think this is really shocking to some people because this is a very different side to Lisa. Not that we really ever got to see her that much anyways. That was shade, by the way. But it is a really different side, you know? We're used to seeing K-pop idols in a certain light. We're used to seeing them being fun and eccentric. I don't know where that came from. So to see a shift like that can be a little bit shocking to some people. But I think the real question is Lisa actually being mean? And I think the answer to that is actually quite subjective. I mean, maybe you're more sensitive to someone's tone, or you expect to be treated a certain way no matter the context. And I definitely cannot tell you that the way you feel in regards to that is wrong. However, this can be a double standard. It doesn't have to be. And, you know, thinking that she is mean doesn't inherently make you misogynistic or make this a double standard. But I will say that if you do drool over your K-pop boys doing the exact same thing, then maybe it is safe to say that it's a double standard in that case. But at the end of the day, this is a reality TV show, and you really can't trust everything you see in reality TV because it is scripted to an extent, because they did probably have to film for hours and hours on end just to get, 10 minutes of footage. And they probably have to retake certain scenes and tell people to say certain things to make things more interesting. Do you get what I mean? Not everything is as it seems. And I'm not saying Lisa isn't a mentor like this. I'm not saying she's completely acting or etc. I'm not implying that Lisa is not being genuine or she's being fake or, I'm not implying any of that stuff, but I am implying that reality TV has a way of getting a certain result that is desired by the production company. For example, and I know this is a weird example from my K-pop channel, but Tana Mongeau, which is a way to pronounce her last name. She uploaded a 1-hour video and she expressed a lot of things about her MTV reality TV show where, you know, they would film for 80 hours to get 20 minutes of footage. You know, it's crazy to think that you have to film for that many hours. I mean, the scene itself that you're watching doesn't seem like it would take that many hours, but what do you think you do in so many hours? You retake things, you re-say things, you know, there's a lot of manipulation that goes into reality TV. Like 90 Day Fiancé, another example I never thought I would use on this channel. I have a 90 Day Fiancé cast member that blocked me and I will never get over that. But regardless, if you follow any of them on Instagram, they're always like breaking their NDAs and, you know, saying things that the show does to make it interesting. Fake storylines or this didn't happen, that didn't really happen. This wasn't authentic. They portrayed me in a way that I wasn't genuinely. And actually, the most pertinent example that I should have started with are the Produce series, or Produce. How do you guys pronounce it? Because every time I talk about it, it ends up sounding like I'm talking about vegetables or something. But in Mnet's series, Produce 101 and Produce 48, the votes were manipulated. And we even saw that allegedly in Finding Momoland, you know, the final lineup had already been decided despite people, you know, thinking that their votes actually counted towards the final lineup. So it's safe to say that I have a distrust for reality TV despite being a really big fan of it. But my point is I just take what I see with a grain of salt. Another point to add, like if you feel a certain way about her, you also have to understand that this is reality TV. This is for entertainment. Maybe she is like that in real life if she is in a dance mentor position, but at the same time, she does have 20, 30 cameras surrounding her, watching her. She knows she's being watched, and that's a phenomenon in sociolinguistics that I won't get into right now. But when you know you're being watched, you tend to act a little bit differently. For example, in sociolinguistics, if you're trying to study someone's vernacular, you know, the way that they naturally speak, if you tell them, hey, I'm going to study the way you naturally speak, they automatically in their head know that the way they're speaking is being watched, is being studied. So then they won't speak the way they naturally speak. It's called the observer's paradox, and maybe that's a huge stretch. I don't fucking know. But all that to say, people on reality TV have cameras around them. They're being watched. Like, it's hard to be 100% authentic when you're hyper aware that everyone is going to see this, that everyone is watching you. And on another note, if she was too nice to the trainees, if she was like all smiles and giggles and like not actually guiding them in the right direction, then people would hate on her for not doing a good enough job. Because I mean, she's also in a position where she's really young and she only has 13 songs. I'm sorry, that was shade to YG. Nothing against Lisa, but YG, what the fuck are you doing? People are already, you know, hyper aware of the fact that she is young. You know, I have no doubt that people are going to question, you know, why is she in a mentor position? So if she was, you know, all smiles and giggles and not taking this role seriously, you know that people would still use that against her. Another point that I wanted to talk about is the fact that it's quite refreshing to see her in a role like this, to see a strong, powerful woman in a role like this. I think it is incredibly important. Whether some aspects are staged or faked or whatever the hell, she's a boss. She's not sugarcoating things in the hopes of being liked. She's not preventing herself from guiding people in the right direction, from helping people improve in a tangible way for the sake of being liked. And I think that's an aspect in a lot of our lives that hold many of us back. Maybe a lot of us are guilty of this. You don't want to express yourself. You don't want to say things the way they are because you're afraid that people won't like you. But the thing is, people are going to hate you no matter what. So should I be a boring second gen stan or just embrace the fact that I'm an annoying second gen stan? I don't know. I think I'll go for annoying. So I applaud her for not giving a shit about what other people might think about her quote unquote attitude, especially being on a platform that has a lot to say about it. She could have made herself smaller or made her opinions or words more digestible so that people could like her. But she didn't. You know, she said it the way it was and she guided people and did her job adequately, in my opinion, even though I'm a little bit sensitive to that stuff. But then again, I'm not a dancer. If I say what I really want to say, people might think I'm a bitch. And so I won't say that because I don't want people to think I'm a bitch. And that's internalized misogyny, folks. And I do talk a little bit about that in my K-pop double standards part 1 and part 2, which you should definitely check out after you're done watching this video. You might be a blink that hates me, but don't fuck with my watch time. So yeah, though her role can be polarizing at times, I love it. And I think it's a really great opportunity for some of us, not all of us. Not everything is a case of double standards, though oftentimes it is. I'll admit, at first glance, I was really ready to jump on this train of, well, Lisa's just saying unnecessary things. She's being so unnecessarily mean. And then it clicked to me, like, that's what people say about me.
She keep messing up.
And you're allowed to feel that someone is mean. You're allowed to feel that someone is rude. And just because you feel that someone is mean or rude does not mean you have internalized misogyny. Don't think that. I don't know why I even try to explain. People are going to take me out of context no matter what. BTS stole BAP's concept. I'm out. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. But I mean, either way, we do get to see more of Lisa. And I think, YG could never. Okay, so I asked you guys on my community tab what your thoughts were on Lisa's mentor role in YouthWithYou. So we're going to read some of the top comments. She's not rude, she is very professional, and being direct is the way to go when you're preparing trainees for a survival show. This show has made me appreciate Lisa's dancing skills even more. And very likely, she's probably being a lot nicer than YG ever fucking was. 21 could just go up to YG and he'd be like, you're ugly. And people brush that off as him being funny, while Lisa is actually trying to help them improve in tangible ways, and yet we're gonna hate on her for that? That's a no thank you for me. I hate how people are attacking Lisa as rude and mean when she is striving to improve the trainees' dances because she likely holds herself to that standard as well. It's unfair and she shouldn't be judged so harshly. To anyone who has had a dance teacher or took lessons formally, you'd know that she's actually being considerably nice to trainees. She's stern when necessary, points out what areas need to be worked upon, and doesn't let the trainees rest until they do get it right. I've had teachers who, if you didn't get the dance right, they'd embarrass you, they question your reasoning for being there, they single you out, and not in a way that helps you necessarily. And the thing is, Lisa's mentoring clearly produces results. If I were a trainee, I would miss every move just so she could keep telling me how bad I am. You're one of the people I was talking about in the intro. This person has a username that touches my heart. When Lisa told the trainee to smile, but she didn't, I related to that so hard. My dance teacher would always tell me to smile, but I end up ignoring because I was so focused on getting the movements right, and then afterwards she'll get angry, but I could care less.
Okay. Thank you, you two, for smiling. And I told you to smile. Why don't you smile?
Okay, so that's basically it for this video. Leave down in the comments below what your thoughts are on Lisa's on Lisa's mentor role in YouthWithYou. The person who made a fake ByG Instagram account told me the app where you could watch it, so I'll leave that in the description box. Below as well if you would like to watch the full episodes. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with friends you don't have, and no, I'm not unblocking Markley Spears from Twitter. Bye! I went on Instagram this morning. I was half asleep and I saw something that I was like, oh my god, is this a Blackpink comeback teaser? But it was like they were rehashing Coachella shit, and I was like, what the fuck? So I wrote out a joke, and I tend to not comment on Blackpink things because people are still mad at me. But I posted that comment. I thought it was a dream because in my dream, like, I deleted the comment because I was like, it's not funny. But now it has like 195 likes and I got like 11 followers from it. Like, am I famous now?